Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, our Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I'm Darren Moser and joined as always by my fellow Strandees in time, Philip and Daniel. I mean, you were just talking about it being pitch black at 04:30, Philip. Is that how it goes?
I mean, my clock reads 16:30 when that happens, but
is that military imperial metric?
It's a BST
clock?
actually. No,
GMTSPR MLMNOP. Yeah.
Well, we just want you all listeners to know how much we work to make a 3 time zone plus the UK podcast work. It is a little challenging, but not too bad. Let's see. Any new stories being read or films being watched? I mean, you guys can give me a recap on Discovery if you want to.
I mean, have you heard anything? Because I don't know that you read articles. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did hear that Tilly's leaving.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
watch last week's episode, so I can't follow
or the actress's name. But yeah,
Mary Wiseman. Well.
Yeah.
It's couched very odd way. I mean, I'll go ahead.
It felt like the real reason isn't quite out yet, but it's kind of like in. I don't know. I've heard a little bit about it, but not very much.
Well, I mean, I'd be interested in what you all heard because I watched the episode. I mean, long story short, I mean, this really is. I mean, it's a spoiler, but it's nothing that's gonna wreck your world. She basically decided to go teach at the academy.
Teach at the academy,
Yeah.
big air quotes of leave the. Is she the head of Starfleet Medical now? Is that what happened?
But when she was leaving, and she was telling like, "Oh, you'll see me," and so I'm like, my question is, because I didn't know if there's like a Saru thing, right? Oh, Saru left, but like he's not really gone. I don't know if there's like she's leaving, but is she leaving, or did she just
right?
And so I really haven't found anything. I'm going to be honest. I mean, there's no like Mary Wiseman is leaving the series. There's none of that.
Well,
that's
true. But the kind of question is then why is that in the plot?
Well, I was Saru anyway.
This is Discovery, Darren. I mean, it's not.
No, but it's weird though. If like your character, I mean, maybe she needs a little more time, a little more free time. Maybe she wants to pursue like movie acting or other stuff like that, like which is cool. But usually we would hear something about that.
Darren, do you remember
in the past?
Do you remember when they killed off a doctor on the show, and there was none of that pomp and circumstance about he's leaving for whatever reason. He just came back like in 2 or 3 episodes or whatever it happened to be. I can't remember actually if it was a season in between, but it's just. Who knows? They don't know what to do with the characters, so it's tough to say whether this is intentional or... I guess I don't know, because I haven't watched it.
Because there was I was reading an article, and Michelle Paradise, I believe that's her name, the executive producer, was saying something, but I couldn't tell if it was like corporate speak, because it's like, Mary Wiseman will still be around. But I'm like, will she really be around? Like, I couldn't... I'm like reading the team. He's like, just tell me, is she going to be in the series or is she not? That's all I want to know. Just say yes or no. And there's no yes or no. And so, I mean, I don't know. But there isn't like a 100%, we say goodbye or so it's this,
She doesn't
nebulous.
have a long corridor walk down the...
Yeah, I mean,
with the Bozeman whistle.
They didn't make a meal out of it. But people said goodbyes to her.
Okay.
But I also thought, without going through the whole episode, because we don't have to do that, but like there was definitely, to me, a passing of the torch to, I can't remember, Ensign.
Is it the Earth Ensign?
Doll? No, that's not her name.
She used to be a robot. Is that what you're talking about?
No. Their partner is the robot, but this is the human with this trill symbiote.
Oh, Gray?
Yeah. No, Gray is the robot.
Oh, then the other one. I can't remember.
Yes, tall. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm sorry. Ada.
His memorable characters.
Anyway, but I felt like there was a passing of like that to that from Tilly to like that's who the new Tilly is. And because they're both sort of...
Is she, though?
Well, they're both awkward and
kind
young.
of the Tilly
that
we all love.
Let's talk about this concept. Just because I cannot imagine, unless she's teaching a very specific class, like a very specific class. A person worse
20th century history.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
A person worse suited for teaching than somebody who came out of 1,000 years in the past and has only been around for 6 months. Like, what is she going to teach? I don't know.
Well, she's the only one in Starfleet who's been in actual space, because all of them post-burn, Adira, that's her name, I'm sorry. Adira. So, Adira.
So unless she's teaching...
Yeah, but that's still weird. That's like, let's get a cadet from a U.S. warship, and they're going to teach us about warships because they've actually been on the ocean. Okay. Sure. I don't know.
So... Anyway, because and again, without going the whole episode, her story was her, Adira, and a group of cadets, and they went on a training exercise, and of course, shenanigans happen, and the whole purpose was for this to be a team building exercise, because each cadet is a different alien,
Right.
They're all.
But she's not a cadet still, right?
Who?
She's Tilly.
Tilly's a lieutenant.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And so, so it went from there. And so she taught them how to be teamwork.
And it went so well that she decided to go teach.
Exactly.
Because those that can't teach, I don't know.
Well, and we also got, and sorry, if this is, you can tell me to stop talking Discovery if you want me to. But it was also, because she had her therapy session with Dr. Culber, like that was sort of the end of the previous episode, if y'all remember. And again, the one who needs it is Booker. And he got some of it. He and Culber that was like the C or D story, was Culber and Booker having the actual therapy that Booker needs. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Tilly was like, the worst day was getting those lieutenant pips, and because she always wanted to be a captain, and I guess what she was saying is,
going like it's on the road to captain, right? Like, how is that the worst day if that's
because I
going
guess she was saying
goals?
It was to, in many ways, show her mom, and then she had to realize that, of course, her mom's been gone for hundreds of years, so there's no reason to show her mom who she is anymore. And so
she has to decide, is it about her drive or is it about...
It's sort of a Wesley Crusher situation. Like when, in his last episode where he's like, I hate Starfleet. And we're like... Which I think is... you can do that. But it is such a hard right that it's hard to be like, but you're what? That's stupid. Let me just smack some.
Well, yeah, and for the last several seasons, like, I know Tilly's talked about her mom, but I haven't felt like that's the driving force for her time in the... like, she's been wowed and loved, like, being in Starfleet and all the adventures they've been on. So all of a sudden it's like, actually, it was all about pleasing my mom, so I don't really care about it anymore.
Yeah. Well, she's not dropping out of Starfleet, but yeah, just, I guess, doesn't feel the drive to...
There's a lot of mom issues on Discovery. Let's be fair.
Yeah, one thing, and again, stop me talking. One thing I didn't get is that there's a follow-up in this episode to, and because the A plot is Navarre joining the Federation, and there's conflict between the two leaders, between the
planet formerly known as Vulcan.
Yeah, Navarre, I don't know. Navarre president, who we've seen, and the Federation president, who we've seen in the negotiations, and that's the conflict, that's the story, blah, blah, blah.
What exactly is the conflict of that? Is there like we have a list of demands if we
Navarre join? During it, Navarre comes up with a
how that works.
It's almost like a Brexit, like we want the right to leave whenever we want to, and the Federation's president like, well, we can't agree to that because then we have to treat you differently, and then no. That's the story goes from there. I mean, in the end, if you want to know the resolution, in the end, Navarre joins the Federation.
I mean, I had no doubt at all that Navarre was going to join if that's the plot of the story. After Michael Birming's rousing speech, right?
I was just going to say, is it because she convinces somebody, or she's because so awesome that it just happens?
Well, the thing that, and again, sorry, you know how we are. So the thing that happens is that, I mean, there's deeper. I'm going to give you the whole episode, but Michael acts as broker with the Federation president, and Saru acts as broker with the Navarre president.
That makes sense.
And then they kind of come together as, and I thought it was, to me, it made me laugh.
Wait a minute. I thought that you hailed me to come over in here, but no, I thought that you hailed me to come over here. Oh, we accidentally.
There was a little bit of that. But and they
I was just guessing, but of course that's what happened.
But it just seemed to be like Michael was saying, like, there's a history of third parties, helping to, bridge talks, and I'm like, Starfleet is not a third party to the Federation. Like, I feel like it's a little tilted against Navarre. It's like, yes, you have the Federation of Navarre and Starfleet, part of the Federation, but whatever.
Starfleet's not the neutral third party. They're like, the sister of the Federation. They're in the family.
But with the end, and again, we pick on Michael because we're terrible people, apparently. But like at the end, the resolution is that because Navarre's
does Navarre have an asterisk next to his name on the Federation roster or something?
Because there's some of the politics of Navarre. I mean, as every planet should. They shouldn't all just be one uniform thing. But anyway, in the end, Michael proposes there to be I don't know. Haven't watched the episode in the past 5 seconds, but like a committee of review that members' planets can bring their complaints to, and they'll be discussed or something like that.
So make it more feel like it's not like once you're in, you have no say anymore. It's like you actually have a seat at the table, which is probably what that's what the Federation Council is supposed to be. So did we drift away from that?
I mean, because apparently that was why the Federation grew apart or broke off. But anyway, but of course, guess who will be that committee, Darren? Which character? In addition to their many responsibilities.
Her mom.
No, Michael.
Wait, what?
Yes. Now, I understand because, of course, she can say, I'm from Navarre, / Vulcan. I'm from there. I'm also Starfleet. Federation.
George Washington popping up and being like, well, I'm from America, so I totally know what the current political climate is of America. It's like, do you, though? Do you?
But I just thought, like, you're like captain of, like, apparently the only ship in the quadrant. You're also going to be the Federation, complaints department. I was like, okay. Also, Darren, I think, out of multiple choices, because I think that's the best part of you not watching.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to guess Saru, because we all know that.
There's a flirtation introduced in this episode. I wouldn't call it a ship, because, I mean, like, you could see, I won't say sparks fly, but you could see there's something going on. So it is from a main cast member and a newish character. So I won't make you guess.
Like a season 4 character, you mean?
Yeah, season 3, 4. But anyway, a future member there. So main cast. What's your multiple choice question? Of someone was flirting pretty full on. Not Michael because she's with Walker.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean. Yeah, I don't know the characters well enough.
No, the main character, just any main character from the...
That's Michael. That's it. That's the main character. I'll start with Saru.
All right, yes, Saru is correct. Saru was hard flirting with the Navarrian president.
Oh.
And she was, too, in a Navarrian way. I mean, I'm like, okay, I mean, it's not a complaint. I was just like, did not see that coming. Did not see that coming.
She give him this special little, sash medallion.
I think they call it tea, but yes. So, yeah, that's the romance now brewing on Discovery.
Oh, okay. Well, wouldn't it make more sense then for Saru to be on that panel? That's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Which side is Michael representing then?
All of them? I don't know.
But how could she do that? She can't. She's gonna have to make a choice. Like she can't represent Navarre's interest and the Federation's interest. It doesn't work that way.
I'm shrugging.
Yeah. Anyway, well, do you know what happened 25 years ago, Philip?
I do, because I was alive back then. But what do you think specifically?
Well, today we wanted to talk about what I think is one of the best Star Trek movies out there. No, it's not Galaxy Quest, as you might have thought I was going to say. But Star Trek First Contact came out and just celebrated its 25th anniversary. So it came out on November 22nd, 1996.
The first Star Trek movie I ever saw in the theaters.
Oh, I think I did see Generations in theaters. I was a little younger, but I saw it with my dad. But obviously, I think I saw all after that in the theater. But man, this movie. So I recently rewatched this movie because I was like, you know what? I need to. Well, I mean, obviously on social, everybody's talking about the anniversary date, us humans in our round prime numbers or something. But no, I just want to talk a bit about, we can just have a little bit of a gush time and, figure out maybe where it could have gone, or is it perfect out of the box, or, I really like this movie. It's a lot of fun. I was, in the second half of the movie, I was really dialing in on like Lily's performance because it's really good. Like,
where's her statue? Hashtag.
She holds her own up against Picard in those dialogue scenes and just nails it, where it's like, because no one else is talking to Picard in his ready room or the observation lounge or where they are, and she changes his mind, and it's a really powerful scene because, and again, beautifully acted by Patrick Stewart, because you can see on his face as he has the realization of what he's actually doing and what course he's set, and then he's the bigger man to make the call that he's like, I was wrong, basically, and let's blow up the dang ship. That's the best plan.
It's I mean, this is going to sound stupid, but I'll say it anyway. It's in essence a reboot of the franchise, because of course you had the series and the first movie, but this is new ship, new uniforms. I mean, it's the same people, of course, but it's seems their first chance at a next gen movie.
This is like a movie
that they can do whatever they want. I mean, really, and they did, I suppose. They're not following
by referencing Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and even obliquely, but yeah. I mean, that's sort of taking like, we're gonna have the biggest threat of the next gen, and then
in time.
Yeah, and putting it in the past, but.
Yeah, and what I'd read about was, in the early 90s, when they were working on the films, they were like, okay, we want to make at least two movies. And so they worked on the scripts concurrently, and then whichever was the stronger one to kind of get out the gate first, they'd do first, and that ended up being Generations. But
that
then
was
really
the stronger
quickly,
one? Okay.
Well, it's the safer one, maybe.
That's true.
But then they moved on to First Contact, and we get Jonathan Frakes as his directorial debut for a feature film, which I think I mean, I think he did a great job, but I think it also helped that it's Star Trek. Like, I think if Jonathan Frakes' directorial debut was something that was not Star Trek, I think that would be harder, because it's a big, I'm sure he sat down on day one and was like, oh my God, what have I signed up for?
Well, look at, if you compare, like, Jonathan Frakes directing this movie with Brad Bird directing Nemesis, who famously said he didn't know anything about Star Trek. I think there's a lot of things, there's a lot of elements there that you can see. And I think, not to say that that's the difference between those two films, but it's
a factor.
It's telling, yeah, I think that's an element that exists.
And I would wonder, and I don't know, I mean, I don't know anything about show business, but I wonder, because I'm thinking about, of course, the obvious parallels with Leonard Nimoy.
True.
And I always think, I'm always told that when it comes to movies, the director is sort of, the prism of telling the story. But then I think there must have been so much power. I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way. So much power with Berman, and then with the writers, Brannon and Moore. Like, I don't think, like, I mean, was like Frakes in the early meetings like, I want to tell the story, whereas you would picture like Nimoy and Harv Bennett pitching the whole thing. And I just feel like, because even I'm thinking
Frakes feels more like, we trust him to tell our story, but we're writing the story. Like, I don't really see Frakes. I mean, again, we don't know, but I can't see him being like, guys, I got a great idea for a Cracker Jack story. Mm-hmm. It's going to be about time travel. It's like, no, it's more like, you're giving me the keys to the Enterprise. Please don't crash it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Because I'm comparing it to...
we did that the last movie.
Yeah, we did that the last movie.
Because I'm comparing it to Insurrection. I mean, the process, not the movie. Where it seems much more... the late great writer whose name I'm forgetting, Michael. Anyway, I can't remember. But anyway, who started
Michael Piller.
Yes, Michael Piller. That seemed like his story, and then I don't know how they. And then to a certain extent, Patrick, Stewart was kind of pitching his stuff as well. But like, I don't see Frakes' I mean, he's obviously his takes on the screen because he's
and it doesn't say story by.
Yeah,
he's not in the story by. The story by is by Berman, Braga, and Moore. I mean, Moore and Braga are like a powerhouse anyway, so it's
Well, I would argue there's like
we saw generations.
75% of that powerhouse comes from one person. I would argue.
Well, that's true.
That would be my personal contention. My thing too, like you were saying about Frakes is, I do agree. I kind of get the sense he's not like one of those visionaries.
He doesn't have a vision.
Yeah, exactly. He's a practical guy. He's there to get the job done, and he does the job well. But he's not like this guy that has this vision of this amazing thing that he's trying to tell. He's like, oh, I will help tell this story in the best way I can. So I can see that as well.
Maybe he's more of a, and again, I don't know anything about film directing, talking on my whatever, but I don't say he doesn't have a vision, but like he has a technical vision. Like maybe he knows what it wants to look like, but the story is like, what, you guys gave me the script, I'm going with it. Sounds good,
Well, I know all the actors, like in Trek interviews, all the actors love working with him. They call him 2 takes Frakes, right? 'Cause you get it done in 2 takes. So like he, and obviously coming from that background, he knows how to handle that. But it's just, I think he did a phenomenal job. It's interesting to compare it to, like you said, Philip, Star Trek 4, right? Is that the one that Nimoy directed?
His first one was 3.
He did 3 and 4, right?
Because he wasn't hardly in 3, so it was easier.
Right. So it's interesting to like compare them, and it makes a lot of sense. They both have the same role on the show. They kind of grow beyond that, and they get this extracurricular role, and it is interesting. But where I think I've envisioned Leonard more of an artiste, if you will.
Yeah.
Frakes is more of a like down to earth, normal person with the job to do, and I think that's probably the difference. But they both did really well, so it worked out very well. So.
And I guess considering, I don't think Frakes done any other movies. I mean, like I know he does lots of TV, but has he done movies?
I don't know.
I remember he did Time Stoppers. I actually went and saw that because it was directed by Jonathan Frakes, but. Which is okay. It's like kind of a kid movie, and they have like a watch device that stops time, and
I think it was called Click
or Clock Stoppers. Maybe I'm thinking of Clock Stop. It's one of those names, but I'd have to look up his filmography
because I know he's like a working TV director. I mean, like any 90s,
he's
2000s.
Did he direct any of Picard? I can't remember. I mean, I know obviously he was on it a couple of times. I feel like he did direct an episode of it. He definitely directed Discovery. We know that. But I don't know if he directed any of Picard.
Yes. So under directing credits, he did Absolute Candor and Stardust City Rag, both in season 1.
Oh, he did Stardust City Rag. Oh,
yeah.
He did Absolute Candor, where there's a Romulan with a sword. Philip.
He's done.
That's true.
It looks like 6 episodes of Discovery. He's done 2 episodes of Orville. He's done probably like a dozen of The Librarians.
He did, sorry, I'm blanking all the things. Leverage. I know he did Leverage, I think.
Did Leverage. He did some NCIS. Did a lot of Leverage. It looks like he did almost
I've never even heard
10.
of this show.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, sorry, not
Leverage?
to go on a tangent. It's
You've
very
never
good.
Heard of Leverage?
No. It's just like a thing that's I've never like.
I love Leverage. It's really quick synopsis. A former insurance guy who gets screwed over ends up like, it's like the best good guys are bad guys. So they're all like, one's a thief, one's a fighter, one's a grifter. He's like the mastermind, one's like a hacker. And it's very Robin Hood-esque. So like if someone messes over someone else who is an innocent, they'll take retribution and fix and balance the scales. But it's really fun. A lot of humor. You could see Frakes' imprint on it.
It's basically like Ocean's 11, but a TV show. Every episode is a heist.
Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good. And
they've a specific platform.
It's on Prime now, I think, because
and Will Wheaton cameos in it sometimes as a foil.
And what happens is it's one of those shows that, in a good bad ways, has been revived. You know, because that's how we do it.
Right. I haven't watched any of the
it's
revival
really good.
yet.
Well, I mean, it's good. But for instance, LeVar Burton was in my last episode that I watched. So it's the second series is called Leverage Redemption. So it's some new characters, some old characters. But anyway, yeah.
So looking up his film credits, it was First Contact in 96, Insurrection in 98, and then Clock Stoppers in 02 and Thunderbirds in 04.
Oh, Thunderbirds. I do remember him doing that. Yeah.
And I mean, it's...
Well, Thunderbirds was
not that great.
Thunderbirds was done by I'll have to look it up.
I have it right here. What you talking about, the story or the?
Yeah, who was the one responsible for that? Hang on, I'll have to look it up because
I'm not sure who you mean. I mean, Bill Paxton's in it, but
no.
it wasn't that good. Like it went in a direction. The short version of Thunderbirds is something adults can enjoy, and it went in a total kid direction, very Spy Kids era kind of feel, and I don't think that worked really well for it. But anyway, but we have Jonathan Frakes. I was reading up here that he wasn't their first choice, which I'm sure he felt great about. But at the end they wanted to stay with someone who understood Trek, and he got the job. So he, was up every morning and just working really hard. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he felt the weight of that position, and I'm sure it's also because he had directed so many episodes of Next Gen and DS9 and things that they trusted him with that. But
I had forgotten that he directed Insurrection, so that's interesting too to note.
Right. Well, and that's I think also just story.
Yeah.
I mean, First Contact is a really good story, and there's only so much you can do as a director to tip the scale if it's not.
He's just sorry, I'm doing it, but he just does these just. I mean, procedural's the wrong word, but Burn Notice and Castle and these are just solid Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He did one. But there's one other show anyway. But yeah,
but you could tell Leverage where he did 20, and you could tell what shows he did really well.
Darren. You failed to mention perhaps his greatest directorial contribution in 1996. For goodness sakes, man. Did you not see that on his list?
Diagnosis Murder?
Star Trek Klingon, an interactive film. Video game.
I don't see that listed here.
You gotta go scroll all the way to the bottom on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. Oh, video game, Star Trek Klingon interactive film.
Yeah.
Is that it didn't it didn't have the full name. Star Trek Klingon interactive VCR board. Or no, this isn't what I'm
No, this is just the video game.
Yeah.
But directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Video game. How does one direct a video game?
Well, there were cuts. There were full
Gowron?
There were actual people.
Is that Gowron or is that not Gowron?
No, it's actual Gowron.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the part of the show where we talk. We take a brief pause to mention that for the first time, I think, 10 to 15 years, we've got an announcement of an officially licensed new Star Trek video game called, that's not a mobile game, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
That's called Star Trek Resurgence?
I believe that's right.
And it takes place very specifically, all the literature has been saying, right after Next Generation. And it's done by some former Telltale developers. And if you don't know Telltale, they've had a pretty good pedigree with the Walking Dead franchises. They did Guardians of the Galaxy and Batman and all this sort of stuff. So it's very narrative focused and decision based. So you go into a scenario and you choose to fire phasers or not fire phasers or reach out or whatever. So it could be good. It's interesting. But it's our first officially licensed Star Trek video game that we've gotten in a long time. So I'm very excited about it.
Well, I mean, they have had online and...
but again, online came out in 2013.
No, I know. I'm just saying...
Whatever it was, so...
Yeah, that's been going on for a long time. And then there's also the one Philip and I played with the... What was that called again?
Bridge Command?
Bridge Crew.
Bridge
Command.
Yeah.
Bridge Crew.
Yeah, that's more of I guess you could count that. But I think of that more as a VR experience than a full-fledged game, like an actual
game.
No, the Bridge Crew counts. That's
Well,
fine.
I think the difference is you've had those two games which have kind of like kept the wheel turning, so there wasn't as much of a reason to like make a standalone game.
A
like
first-person game, I guess we could.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of. I don't know. I mean, look at Star Wars. Star Wars gets a new game every 2 years or whatever, and that's
you want it or not.
that's slowed down over time. So
Yeah.
Star Trek is big enough to have.
Is this the game you were talking about earlier, Daniel, where you said, have you seen the trailer for the game?
No, I was talking
Because
about...
I was thinking about the Star Wars trailer.
No, I specifically was mentioning to you the Star Wars one.
Oh, okay.
But the Star
'Cause
Trek one
I just
also
looked
came
up this one because I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, it's past 2 days or past. I mean,
Okay.
it's recent, 48 hours, I would say.
Yes.
It looks great, though.
It does.
Good visuals.
It does. It looks that way anyway.
and I want that. I would like a narrative, story-driven, single-player game. Like, that
Yeah.
sounds fun. You know,
That's what it
hold
is.
shift and run. That's all you need to do, guys.
There's not a lot of...
tell you that.
If it is based on the Telltale type of game, there won't be like really much running that you specifically do. It's not that kind of game. You don't
Right.
get too much to
No, it's not.
explore.
It's not a run and a gun. It's
Talking and choosing.
talking, which is exactly what Star Trek is most of the time.
dialogue-driven role-playing game
Yeah. So
with branching storylines. That kind of sounds like KOTOR in a way.
well, KOTOR was more definitely more action based. KOTOR had those choices, of course, but it's
Shuttle
like it
piloting,
strips out
phaser
all
fights,
of that.
tricorder scanning, and
Press Y, press Y, press Y, press Y, press Y.
Anyways, I'm excited for it. It looks
Hell
pretty,
yeah.
It looks pretty low budget, honestly, but who cares if the story's interesting and good and whatever, man. I get to play Star Trek. That's awesome. So I just wanted to bring that up because we mentioned video games. So
no, that sounds really interesting.
and Jonathan Frakes is directing it. So no, that's not true. That'd be nice, but that's not true.
Now,
No,
I will
that
have to
does
say,
sound fun.
my only complaint I think about First Contact that was the opening credits, the eye test. I mean, come on now.
That's true. It could be a little better.
It doesn't
I mean,
really
the
start off
music
with a
was
bang.
amazing.
Yeah, it's sort of like
Well, but granted, once we get past once we get past that though, and we get the
but there's like
long
10 names,
Borg. No, but we get the long,
I know.
cool Borg. So once we actually start the movie, it starts like on a 10 right there.
I just feel like the credits are going, and the person you brought with you's going like, "What have you taken me to?" Hold on, hold on.
What like a what do you want, Philip? A time-lapsed, fast-paced building of the Enterprise E shot?
Actually, you know what?
I mean, that would I'm complaining.
I would have been
but
okay with that at the time. That would have been pretty cool. But
watch, and they're like putting pieces together. They put the nacelle on, and then it's backwards, and then you see them take it off, turn it around, put it on again.
I'm actually trying to think of what I think
Adding the bottomless pit.
weakest element of First Contact is, and I'm not sure. It feels like a pretty complete film. I don't have a lot to complain about, I don't think.
I guess and again, this is you're giving me the free roam to complain. It's a movie that if you touch anything, of course, you break something else. But I mean, of course, the women really don't get much to do in this one. I mean, not that they often do, but Beverly, Troy gets drunk.
Troy gets her scene. I mean, but it's a good scene
Well,
at least.
I mean, she has her scene, but she also, has moments with Cochrane. But she's not going to get like a whole scene where it's just her talking to Cochrane. Like that doesn't.
Although now you could. write
And
that.
Beverly has parts with Lily, and
Yes, she has a scene with Lily. I will agree with that.
She has a scene with the
Wake
doctor,
Up.
So that's cool,
that's true.
right? The thing about First Contact too that I do really love, and I know we're not trying to do things we love, is how entrenched it is in Star Trek. Like this was the Marvel Universe before the Marvel Universe was a thing, because we get the Doctor, we get
the Doctor.
Phillips,
Defiant.
I mean, Ethan Phillips is not being Neelix,
he's
but
not
yes,
being Neelix, but it's
we do
still-
get him.
It's still, we get Voyager references, we get TS9 references, we get it's there, it's right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Without
That's
knowing
true.
it, we get an Enterprise reference because this basically
do.
serves as the foundation for Enterprise.
Yep, that's exactly right. So, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think that the deep cut stuff, of someone who is appreciating Trek. I mean, again, this works as a perfect someone who doesn't like or know Trek. Perfect movie. It's just an action movie with heart. I mean, then they'll love it, hopefully. But like Barclay gawking over Cochrane, I mean, that is like a deep Star Trek fan, cut there.
And of course, it's like, and then Star Trek does this thing where it has the twist where like don't meet your heroes. Like they'll never live up to what you have in your head. Like Cochrane himself becomes this great, interesting character where you're like, oh, they did this little twist where it's like he's not this amazing visionary. He's this drunk guy just trying to get by like the rest of us. But
it's like
money.
You know what I want? Money.
Lots of naked women.
But he becomes better than himself because of the situation.
I mean, that's Star Trek. That's literally like Star Trek distilled down into its core form.
Try to be a great man. Just be a man and let history take care of the rest.
That's such drivel.
So good. So good. And of course, James Cromwell, a Star Trek.
Yes.
So
yeah. Well, and then you have that, but also, it's very Picard data heavy, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like it's also hard with the movies. Like I don't disagree with you, Philip, that they don't give Troy and Beverly very much to do at all, and that's kind of a problem throughout all the movies. But there's also the fact of like this ensemble cast in a movie. It's now granted. Thinking 2 seconds more about it, there are Next Gen episodes, like two-parters, where everybody kind of gets something to do. So it's not like it's not possible, but it is hard with, I guess, what particular story you're trying to tell. And this is interesting too, where they kind of split up the team. Some are on the surface, some are on the ship. I was trying to think if there was any scenes where swapping the characters around would have made it more rounded. And I was thinking of like, what if, part of me was thinking of Beverly going onto the surface of the ship to turn off the mag locks. I'm like, I don't see that as much as Worf. But
well, we got Ensign, no name, and then of course, who's actually a pretty big actor whose name I'm blanking on, but.
Oh,
well, yeah, was this the one
Ensign
with Hawk?
Hawk?
Yes, Ensign Hawk.
Yeah.
I just saw him in those because he's done lots of stuff.
The actor,
a lot of action stuff. He usually plays a bad guy, to tell you the truth,
but yeah, no, and then
now Daniel. Sorry, to interrupt, Daniel.
Go ahead.
A critique, not a critique, but something that you're not a fan of necessarily. I thought was the character or the idea of the Borg Queen.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I didn't get that far into the movie in my head when I said that. So yeah, I mean, you kind of cut the legs off of the Borg, like. Everything we know about the Borg,
giving them an individual.
I think they cut off the head, didn't they?
Everything up to this point has been about the collective. That's what we know about the Borg. That's what makes them scary.
That's true.
There's no individual thought. It's all just everyone. It's group thought. It's what it is, and that's what's scary about the Borg. And then if you introduce this character who essentially is just the ruler of all of that, that you're kind of neutering the characteristic of the Borg.
The monolithic juggernaut that is the Borg.
Yeah. So it's kind of dumb too. Like they do it because they want the scene with her and Data, like the sexual enticement scene.
Also as a story though, like what's it going to be? Picard talking to a corridor and all the Borg like chorus talk to him. Like that's very visually hard to do.
We've gotten an individual Borg before with Locutus.
Right, and which was, again, at least that was early on.
The press secretary of the Borg, exactly. I believe is.
It was early on in the Borg where it was still establishing kind of that exactly what it was, but the idea was like, he was like the herald, like he was going, he was announcing.
The Silver Surfer of the Borg.
Behold the Borg, your doom has come, the Borg is coming.
I want to see Locutus on a surfboard.
But if you remember,
he's already kind of gray.
Oh my god! If they had surfboards, it'd be so funny. In Best of Both Worlds, that was his role. He was literally just there to announce.
That's why he was given a name.
Yep. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, this is how we need to interact with you. Just prepare to be assimilated or whatever."
Yeah.
That works.
I mean, he wasn't really selling it. He's like, Klingon, a warrior race. You two will be assimilated. It's like, oh, okay. Sure.
That was much better PR work. They're terrible at this.
And then
Worst ad campaign ever.
And they're like, Data, you're an inferior life form. You'll just be destroyed. And it's like, well, apparently we changed our tune because now you're really important.
Not really winning hearts and minds, I'm saying.
So, no, I see what you're saying, Daniel. I mean, obviously, we're not saying it doesn't work in the movie, but it is a change in the direction of this character.
It's the beginning of the deconstruction of the Borg. I mean, Voyager will go on to do...
and Picard season 2. Oh, sorry.
And then Picard season 2, when having a cube means literally nothing. Yeah.
No, that's season 1. Season 2,
yeah.
season 2, they'll have the Borg Queen show up again. So
Maybe. Who knows?
no, we've seen her. She's in the trailer.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, they've cast a new. I mean, I'm sure it'll be
Yes.
5 seconds, but in order for them to time travel, they use the
do
Borg
remember.
Queen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm sure someone has an isolinear ship laying around that had the frequencies that we scanned that the Enterprise E used to return to its regular time. Just do it again.
Darren,
why not?
We've had time travel since TOS, so I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Everyone does
No,
it all the
that's
time. You know.
Throwaway time travel is a staple of Star Trek at this point.
That is true.
It's
That is
convenient.
true.
Like, you can't use it to get out of normal situations, but you can use it to get out of time situations. That's
Time.
kinda how it works,
Well, and, we get what I think is like the best Enterprise intro referencing this movie with the no, sorry. I meant the show Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
Where we get the what is it called? Just blinking on it. In a Mirror Darkly at beginning.
Oh,
where
yes.
It looks like
the end of First
it's like,
Contact.
this is First Contact, and then we like take everything, bam, bam. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What is happening here? And then the opening intro. Oh, I still love that. I'm so glad.
And something that we don't... I mean, we do talk about it a little bit, but it's not the first thing that comes to my head. Like, the First Contact part of First Contact. They connected... What I think the writing was so smart was when they connected Zefram Cochrane to the Vulcans. Like, he's the reason that... Not only did he invent the warp drive that would allow us
That's
to
true.
communicate...
He is first contact between humans. What a shining example he was.
But he literally was like, so he's kind of doubly important in Star Trek history. Like he even though he just kind of stumbled into this situation,
Right.
he also he made what was impossible possible, and now he's like established for he's a diplomat at this point. Like it's just kind of a cool twist on that whole thing.
And then, of course, to complete the trilogy, because I know y'all aren't necessarily big TOS people, so Zefram Cochrane was in TOS originally.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember his, brutish sexist performance in Metamorphosis, but
Doesn't he leave because for whatever reason he just left Earth and then he kind of became a self-exiled or something?
Yeah.
Hermit. Yeah, okay. Which is whatever.
he got too famous, and
I wonder if they'll ever, maybe not retcon it, but if we'll see him again. Maybe it's Strange New Worlds could do.
Although
something
it's
with
weird though that we see him, because I got the impression in Enterprise when we have the, which takes place before TOS, and you have the message from Zefram Cochrane where he's talking about the founding of the Warp 5 complex. I got the impression that he had died, and thus was not
disappeared.
Yeah, I think the
maybe he
indication was just that because we knew he would at some point.
History records that you died that.
Yeah. Either way,
there's an energy ribbon.
I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of it now. I wish. I mean, obviously they didn't have to do this, but I wish that they had in that message from James Cromwell, Zefram Cochrane, in the beginning of Enterprise. We had, just bring her in for that day and have Lily standing in the background and be there too. Because I know, Philip, you and I are both.
Where's your statue?
Too. Yeah, we're big proponents of Lily. Like, she kind of gets, she would have been in the Phoenix,
cockpit. Yeah.
And she, probably helped massively design. Like, do we really think Zefram Cochrane is the one who pulled all this together? Like,
she went from Buzz Aldrin to Michael Collins. I mean, you don't want that kind of demotion.
she kind of did. But
remember the first people to be in the warp core? It was Zephram Cochrane and who were those two strangers? I never did get their name.
Now I see Lily just talking with Cochrane like, okay, so when the history books record this, I was there with you. Because like, what are they gonna say? Rando guy 1 and 2 just happened to be like, who else was in the Apollo capsule? I can't remember.
They disappeared afterwards.
Yeah. So I think she's going to say, no, you're going to tell them it was me. I was there with you. We all got our stories straight. Okay.
Tell me, what was it like to go at warp? I have to be able to,
Yeah. Fast. Oh, you played that stupid song again, didn't you? I knew it. I knew you'd play that stupid song.
By the way, because she's never actually been at warp, though. She was on a 24th century starship, but only Zephram Cochrane knows what it's like to hit the warp, speed.
That's true.
I was going to say, that, with a lot of with this culture that we have now, like with all this rebooting and revitalization stuff, you could easily do a short trek on Lily. Like she could be her own.
I love
thing.
it.
That'd be cool.
It could be 10 years after First Contact, and she's like vice president or president or whatever, like whatever role she had in shaping the future, and like you could build the character out, make her more important.
Oh,
working with Daystrom.
You know what would be actually really cool is her first warp flight, where we show her like in a prototype warp 2 or warp 1.5 ship, whatever. And it's at this point it's like mundane, semi-mundane, warp travel. And she's just like, I'm going to go on that ship. And everyone's like, oh, it's Lily. And then, like she's secretly telling like the ensign captain or some little minor person. She's like, this is actually my first warp flight. Like wink, wink. And like, we all know what that means. Like, cause everybody assumes that she was in the cockpit.
And everyone's like, oh, this is old hat to you.
It's like,
Professor
yes.
Sloan.
And then she, and then her response is like very much like, have you been at work before? Because you seem to be really amazed
gripping that little tighter.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No,
That would have been fun. But no, it just, we get,
though I feel that
there's more.
There may be a what's the word I'm looking for when it just goes into a cycle, predestination paradox with Lily.
Okay.
Because she gets back to Zephram and he's like, Zephram, so like I know you built the Phoenix out of a rocket. So here's an idea of what a starship should look like. Have you ever thought of 2 nacelles on the side, like what you're doing?
Well, he had
but maybe
2
have,
nacelles.
but maybe have it more of a sphere up front. Like I know we don't have the technology to do what I kind of saw. Maybe we just stuck with like a regular circle, and maybe you could just put. Maybe she is the origin of the Federation or the Starfleet Federation saucer in the show.
Well, but Cochrane did see the Enterprise fly out the window.
He was pissing his pants while he did it. Though.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have had enough of an impression to make any changes, but I mean, this movie,
it would have been enough where Lily's telling him the changes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw it for 2 seconds. That's a great idea."
Well, he also saw it in the telescope too, right? That was him.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
but that was way smaller.
Yeah, that was
more impressive when you're in space next to it. It's like swooping in, and you're like, "Oh crap, what is that?"
He likes a good peep show. No, but then if you get Zephram Cochrane drunk enough, he'll tell you the story about the cybernetic beings who tried to stop First Contact.
The Swedish beings that tried to attack us.
I love how that got brought up in the Enterprise Regeneration, I believe is the name of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah, the problem is here that this movie is already a hotbed of Star Trek fan theories about when the timeline splitting and resetting the timeline and when did this happen?
Oh, that's right. The people who say that First Contact split.
Because... Oh, the Enterprise. Okay. Yeah.
So it's already complicated enough. So I don't think we need to.
Hey, they wanted to make a time travel movie. This is what they get.
Yeah. It'd be like making a whole series or season of Star Trek based on time travel. That'd be. Picard season 2 starts.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's coming.
Oh boy.
But overall, I know we really enjoy First Contact. Is it a perfect film?
Yes.
No such thing. But but no, I like the action bits. We have lots of good interpersonal dialogue, and I think anchoring it to the Borg and to Picard's experience with them is really smart. And it'd be interesting. I know that was kind of their goal, was to make this a little more relatable of a film. Would you show First Contact to someone if they'd never seen Next Gen and they don't have time to watch it, and you're going to watch a movie and a lot of other stipulations?
Well, I mean, out of the four Next Gen movies,
show this?
it's the only one I could show to someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Out of all
four.
Out of all 11 original like prime Star Trek movies, it would be 4 and First Contact. Like those are the only ones. Yeah.
You could do 2, but you'd have to explain a little bit.
That's what I mean. Like even that little bit is still kind of significant. I mean, and yeah, you could show Voyage Home, and they're both time travel movies, right?
Okay, we need more time travel movies, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's literally setting it. I mean, obviously, First Contact's in our future, even in the 90s, but it's relatable. I'm hand quoting, and then of course 4 is in the actual year that it was shown, 87.
I would also add, and this is by design, but I want to give credit because I still think it's pretty impressive that they pulled it off. 09 to that group, because obviously it's designed as a reboot, but
I would say so. Yeah,
they go through all of that so like methodically that you can still catch up if you haven't seen any of this other stuff. So
that's a good point.
And it's introducing a whole new universe, so that's kind of a tough sell, but I think they do it pretty well.
Well, I think the universe, the timeline theory is enough of a nod to like the real sci-fi fans that need that, and
Darren is so upset. He just smacked his mic.
That was a lot of 09 reaction.
But if you're not a big Star Trek fan and you're just watching it, you don't need to register that. It's just, here's the origin of Kirk and his time on the Enterprise and all that, and that's perfect. But for fans that have all the history, it was still so brilliant because it was saying, no, your stuff still exists. We're just going to set it aside and we're going to tell this story. And I'm like, that's brilliant. Like,
and if you hate
really,
it, it's
really
a different
smart
universe and don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there's literally a scene on the bridge when they're like, so you're saying there's other versions of us out there that are different and separate from we? And they're like,
maybe look different, like William Shatner.
Less attractive and a bit older, maybe. A little heavier, but...
Well, guys, it's only 42 years till First Contact. You guys getting ready?
We got to make your reservations now, and
But
now, Darren, this begs the question. I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. What was our after credits scene for First Contact?
Oh, what was it?
How would you possibly set up Insurrection?
We did.
No, but remember, we had done this. We did the episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember.
Did.
How would you do that?
Or were we setting up Nemesis as an ultimate? I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, because it wasn't the General Chang original movies throughput. Did we do something with the Nexus? I can't remember if that was the tie through with the other movies.
I don't even remember.
I can't remember. We'll have to go back and listen to that again. Or it must have just been a
Dominion.
Well, if it was true Marvel style, it would have just been a simple, like, we see Dougherty do something or some. There's
I
some
think
like
that's what it was. I kind of feel like it had to do with the Admiral. I'm pretty sure
in the Briar Patch or something.
Like he gets younger,
or we see Data getting assigned to this mission and or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and listen. Fortunately, it still exists, so we can find it.
That would have been nice. You sort of see like Data in his quarters. Maybe he still has, hasn't gotten his, face fixed. And like, Data, we're going to give you some, some lighter duty while you're recovering. Got something from Starfleet.
How about a duck blind mission?
Should be pretty low stress. Dun dun.
Hang on. Actually, think about
the Data's all like, in the land of the duck blind, the one-eyed android is king. And the Jordan's just like, no, Data, just no.
He's like, I'm going to leave behind my motion chip for this one.
Good idea.
Nothing will go wrong.
I was just going to say, think of how, like, actually kind of nice that scene would have been. Like, where maybe you don't tease Insurrection just because they probably didn't know how Insurrection was going to be. But, like, if there was a scene at the end of the movie with Data and Geordi, like, in engineering, and Geordi's just working on Data, like, that would have just been really reminiscent of TNG generally. Like that's kind of what they always did. And he's fixing
He's sitting in the little chair. He's got the little flip out thing plugged into the wall.
He's fixing his eye.
That's true.
Stuff.
That would be something I kind of wish we had more of in First Contact. We didn't have, I mean, obviously the way that they had set it up, it didn't really work, but like we really had no Geordi data.
Yeah.
Which I could have liked more of, but I mean, I guess Geordi got to fly on the first warp ship, so I guess he's, happy about that. All right. Well, that's a great little recap as we talk about First Contact. We'll probably a couple more years and we'll have another 25th anniversary with Insurrection, and we can just ignore that as we move on to our next topic.
Live from Montana, it's City Alpha 3.
There you go.
Well, Daniel, if someone wanted to talk to you about the destruction of the Borg plot-wise, where would they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at OneUpDan. That's the number one, not the word as in this is the number one place where it starts.
And Philip, if someone wanted to talk to you about your inserting Lily into as many Star Trek canons as possible, where would they find you?
They can find me at NC Public Servant, #Where's Your Statue?
So if Zephyr Coxon's like reaching out, is she like behind him with her hand like face on him? Like
she's pointing in the other direction. Where we're actually supposed to be.
Or she's got like a wrench. She's like literally working on the ship, and he's just
map.
there like pointing off. Yeah. Or she's reaching up and kind of like redirecting his point. She's like, no, it's more like that away. Oh, okay. Well, if they want to talk to any Star Trek with me, they can find me at drsci-fi.com, DRSCIFI. Well, I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
Stranded here on City Alpha 3.